Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you can see me, if you can hear me. Thanks for joining me today. We're talking about your exit plan, your exit plan. If you see me looking down, just checking the comments just to make sure that we are all good to go. Listen, friends, exiting that mindset, exiting that employee mindset, exiting the 9 to 5 corporate box, or exiting making magic happen in someone else's business with your ideas, the value that you bring to the table because you are just so awesome. Exiting that mindset takes a little bit of work. And today I want to talk about that, right? Today I want to talk about you as an entrepreneur, as a coach, a consultant. Maybe that's your side business, right? That's your side hustle. And you are working a 9 to 5 job, or you're working in someone else's business, making magic happen while your business collects dust in the corner because you don't have time, you don't have energy, you don't have capacity to keep pushing forward towards your dreams. Like building this business feels hard and you are tired. Today's conversation is for two groups of people. Two groups of people. One, you are a professional and you're working a 9 to 5 job and you have a side business and you're basically a part-time entrepreneur. Your business is really a side hustle because it feels like another 9 to 5 job. You're wearing all the hats. You're doing the most. You're doing all the things in your business. You feel stuck. You feel overwhelmed. You feel frustrated. You feel exhausted because it feels hard. It feels hard. Even if you have some movement in your business, even if you have some clients in your business, you have projects, you have gigs, it feels really hard. If that's you, keep listening. The other group of female entrepreneurs that I'm talking to today are those entrepreneurs who have, or contractors who have made the leap and you're working in your business full time, but you're also working in someone else's business as an entrepreneur, contractor, part-time or full-time. And your brilliance, you're making magic happen in their business. And now you're looking at yourself and you're like, damn, I'm like great. I am like bringing a lot of value. I am making so much happen in someone else's business. Why in the world can't I do it in my own? Why in the world can't I do it for myself? Right? If that is you, keep listening. And if it's not you, if that is not you, still keep listening because you might learn something today. Let's dig in. I want to be really transparent today. I'm always honest. I'm always transparent when I come on. I don't want to be too long, but I want to be really transparent today. When I took the leap of faith, when I took the leap of trusting in my untapped potential, when I took the leap of faith in trusting in the vision that I had for my company, and I finally exited my 6-figure 9 to 5 job, I was scared. I was nervous. I felt fear. I felt anxiety and trepidation. I constantly had this deep feeling of pressure that I was honestly creating for myself, right? And that pressure created knots in my stomach every single moment I thought about exiting my good paying 401k 9 to 5 job. I knew making the transition into going into entrepreneurship full time, I knew it was the right decision for me. It was the right decision for where I wanted my company to go, what I saw in my vision, right? I just saw this massive thing of me helping so many people, me like no longer allowing someone to dictate my paycheck, my income potential, my title, my projects, what I could or could not do, what room I could enter, what table I could sit in, and whether or not I had a seat at the table or I had the seat against the wall, right? I knew making the decision to leave was the right decision for me. But what gave me so much trepidation and anxiety and angst was the fact that I constantly thought about, was this too risky? Was this the right decision for my family, for my kids, for my bills, for my parents who I'm taking care of, for all the things that my income supports? Was it the right decision for them for that? Was it too risky? Right? That's what really created that deep sense of like overwhelm for me, and that deep sense of fear of not wanting to let go what was so comfortable and what provided security. Because listen, to be honest, security is my number one thing. Security and knowing that my bills can be paid, I have a check coming in consistently, that made me feel like I had everything under control. So leaving my 9-to-5 job, thinking about it, caused me to think or caused me to not have everything in control, right? I wouldn't have everything perfectly planned out, right? I'm the type of person, ladies, I have a plan A, plan B, C, D, E, and F, right? I take calculated risk. I like to know that there is something else in place. Just in case something happens, I have a backup plan. That's just my personality, right? I am that girl that everyone comes to for advice, for business advice, life advice. I am the one who people depend on, right? I am the one who has that list, and I like to see things checked off. I am detailed. I am organized. I'm a high achiever. I'm high performing. I'm that high performing friend, coworker, mom, entrepreneur. That's my personality. And again, thinking about exiting my 9-to-5 job created so much stress for me, self-inflicted stress, because of those things. I would no longer be in full control, right? I would no longer be able to have calculated risk in terms of what the next thing was. Like, what would be the next thing coming? If this didn't happen, then okay, I have my paycheck coming in 2 weeks, so I'm good to go, right? So hopefully that makes sense. But when it came to making decisions, again, to exit my employee mindset, someone telling me what to do, when to do it, how to get a rating of a 5, or how to get a rating of an excellence on my performance evaluation, what I needed to do to get my promotion, what I needed to do to get the A, right? I had to like exit that employee mindset. I had to be open. I had to be open to being uncomfortable. I had to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, with unlocking the key that held the golden handcuffs around my wrist, right? They were tight around my wrist. I felt vulnerable every time I thought about it. I felt vulnerable. But at the same time, I built a business that was 6 figures in 10 months while working my 9-to-5 job. But taking the leap and leaving my comfort zone, my 9-to-5 that supported my family, my kids, my bills, like if it was just me, the decision would be easier. But when you have other responsibilities, it's just not that easy. You have to think about the other people involved in every decision that you make, right? So thinking about it, oh my gosh, I can remember just thinking about it. It just felt too risky. It felt unsafe. It was unlike me. I'm the safe girl. I'm the safe one. It was unlike me. Right? I like security. I like consistency in my paycheck and my 9-to-5, like I mentioned, but I knew that I had potential. Listen, I knew that I had untapped potential within me that was waiting to be unleashed. And I proved it to myself already with my side business, growing it to 6 figures in 6 months. And I had clients that had results. So why in the hell did I feel so much pressure and anxiety, right? Why did I feel that way? Why did I feel like an imposter over something I knew I was good at? Why did I feel as though I wasn't good enough, although I had results in my side business? I did something. Why didn't I feel as though I was good enough to go into entrepreneurship full time? Why did I create so many what if scenarios for myself? Why did I create so many backup plans for myself as if I didn't know my own brilliance, right? Or my own genius? Why did I feel this deep sense of guilt. I felt guilty about wanting to build my business. I felt guilty about building my business on the side while I was working 9 to 5, because me building a side business and growing it meant that there were some things that I had to give up temporarily. There were some places I couldn't be. There were some people I couldn't see. There were things that I just couldn't get to, because building and growing a business while working a 9 to 5 time requires discipline, and it requires you to make decisions. I don't really like to call it sacrifice, but some people like to say it requires some sacrifice, but we can reframe that. It just simply requires us to make different decisions in this period or this cycle of business or in this season of our life. It requires us to make different decisions that will impact those you love. It will. You have to make decisions as you grow and build your side business so that you feel confident and you have clarity and you feel competent enough to exit fully, right? And even when you do exit fully, you still have decisions to make, because business has cycles and life and business has seasons, right? And the decision you make and how you move and shake in one is going to be completely different in the other as you build and grow. You probably already know that, right? But I had to really face the real facts. I had to face the good ones and the bad ones, right? I had to face reality. I had to face all the potential consequences that would come up if I decided to make this move, because I wasn't the only one in the equation. And I had to really think about the stories that I was telling myself. I had to reframe my thoughts. I had to reframe my thoughts, and I had to work on my mindset every day until I believed in my innermost being that money is nothing. Literally, money is nothing. Money is nothing. Money is nothing more than ideas implemented. And I have the discipline, the attitude, the talent, the ability to implement those ideas with consistency. I had to tell myself every day, Shirlene, money is nothing. Money is nothing more than ideas implemented. And I have the discipline, attitude, and ability to implement those ideas with consistency. End of story. Period. So why didn't I believe in myself? Why did I create all this pressure? Why did I allow all these unwritten rules to create handcuffs where I couldn't even move? I had to realize that the reason why it was so difficult for me had nothing to do with my other responsibilities. It had everything to do with me. It literally had to do with the fact that I was becoming someone different. I was becoming the girl that was no longer safe. I was becoming the girl that was no longer safe in doing the same things that created comfort and security. And because I was becoming someone different, the person who I knew all my life, the person who I created for myself, the person that schooling and society and my degrees and certifications and all these things that we don't realize feed our subconscious minds, I became someone that I was totally about to leave on the side, and I was becoming someone new. And that is what made me uncomfortable. That is what made me uncomfortable. So I want you to ask yourself, or better yet, I want you to tell yourself, money is nothing. Money is nothing more than ideas implemented. But here is the question. When you're thinking about leaving your 9 to 5 job, leaving that contract or that client that you're working with full-time or part-time in their business, and you are an entrepreneur and you are ready to lean out, exit an employee mindset, the 9 to 5 job, all the things to like go fully into your own thing. Although we believe that money is nothing and it's everywhere and you can create it because it's nothing but your ideas that are implemented. Here's the question. Do you have the discipline, the attitude, the ability to implement those beautiful, great, big ideas that will produce income for you consistently? Do you have the discipline, the attitude, and the ability to implement those ideas with consistency, even if you don't see traction, momentum, and movement in the being, at the moment? At the moment. At the moment. People don't get to six figures and multiple six figures and seven figures because they wake up like this. They woke up one day with a bright idea and bam, maybe it happened to like 0.0111% of the population. Okay, maybe, right? But at the end of the day, what got them to where they were or where they are now, where I am today, is the fact, it's the simple fact that we outlast everyone else. You've probably heard me many times say that I believe that a lot of strategy works. I believe a lot of strategy works. All the programs that you're in, all the courses that you have purchased, invested in, all the blogs that you're reading, all the podcasts you're listening to, all the YouTube videos that you're watching, and they give you all these tips and strategies and ideas. I promise you they work. Why? Because if it worked for one person, the strategy can potentially work for someone else. There are other factors that go into that. There are other inputs that go into that to get to that output, the result. But strategy works, guys. Strategy works. Stop looking for strategy. I promise what you have probably works. The problem is, do you have the discipline, the attitude, the ability to implement all the things you're learning and doing with consistency? Doing it over and over again. Doing it, assessing it, tweaking it, adjusting it, looking at your data, pivoting, implementing, and doing it again and again and again and again. What? I'm telling you guys, people who get to their six figures, their multiple six figures, their seven figures so quickly is the fact, or not even quickly. It takes years sometimes to get there, right? But the fact is they outlast everyone. They're not giving up. They're figuring it out. They're putting in the reps. They're doing the work. They're tweaking. They're coming back to it, creating processes, putting things in place. They're not becoming the bottleneck in their business. They're removing themselves as the bottleneck or roadblock in their business. They're making decisions. Wealth requires speed, and speed in your decision making. So, yeah, I hope that makes sense. Let me know in the comments if that makes sense. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. Let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts? Okay. If you are thinking about exiting your 9-to-5 job because you want to grow and build your side business, or you're thinking about, again, leaving that client that you're working in their business full-time or part-time because you are ready to grow and build your business and make magic happen in your business, here is the whole point of today's conversation, outside of the other points that I've made today. And hopefully you've written some things down. Please do not allow any coach, consultant, guru, blog post, influencer, celebrity, musical lyrics, YouTube video, or even your underdeveloped sense of intuition, your underdeveloped gut, your underdeveloped feeling and intuition. Don't allow those things to be the thing that causes you to make a decision. Those things don't cause you to make a rash decision. Yes, I help my clients grow 5 and 6 figure businesses, regardless if they have a 9-to-5 job or not. I help them grow 5 and 6 figure businesses so they have the confidence, competence, and clarity to lean out of their corporate mindset or their corporate job within 6 to 12 months, or even sometimes immediately. Although I do this, I will not tell you to leave your job. I will not force you to make a decision to leave or to stay. The decision is yours. I don't know what's hiding deep in your heart. No one knows what's hiding in the deep cavities of your heart, of your mind, of your subconscious, right? No one knows your situation. No one knows your bills. No one knows who or what you're responsible for, who is dependent upon you. No one knows that. The decision is yours and yours alone to make. And it's a tough decision. Sometimes we want to give that decision to someone else to make because it feels easier to continue to allow other people to dictate how we move and what we do in life and in business. But when it comes to entrepreneurship, you have to make uncomfortable decisions quickly. And going one way or the other is not wrong, and it's not right. It's whatever makes sense to you. I'm not even going to say what's most comfortable to you, because I believe that what keeps us comfortable keeps us in lack. What keeps us comfortable keeps us not taking risks, not leaping, not trusting in ourselves, because we trust more in what society and what rules and what other people tell us to do. We trust that more than ourselves because we don't know ourselves. But that's another conversation for a different day. The decision is yours alone. The decision is yours alone. And when I say yours alone, of course, if you have a husband, partner, spouse, that decision, hopefully, depending on your situation, is a conversation. It's a dialogue, and that's a decision that the household is making together. But listen, friend, nothing is wrong with having a 9-to-5 job. Nothing is wrong with having a 9-to-5 job and building your side business. And don't let anyone make you feel bad about having a 9-to-5 job and being responsible and using that money to take care of your livelihood. Nothing is wrong with that. Just reframe how you think about it. It's not a 9-to-5 job. Think of it as your investor, your strategic partner that is pouring in to your business, because you're probably using that money to fund various aspects of your business so you can grow and you can build it. Because we all know, no matter what anyone tells you, we already know that growing a business ain't free. It costs money. So don't feel bad about having a strategic partner and an investor helping you get to the goal. Nothing is wrong with that. So remove the shame if you feel shame, the guilt if you feel guilt, the pressure if you feel pressure about that's the story that you're telling yourself. Remove it from the story you're telling yourself. Get a clear 3D vision that allows you to crystallize your why. Why are you going through this journey that we know isn't as simple as people say it is, isn't as easy as people say it is? Why are you intentionally building the side business? For me, when I started, I didn't start to impact lives. I didn't start to help people. That's not why I started. I started my business because I needed, although I had a 6-figure income in my 9-to-5 job, and I have a spouse who works as well, I went down the line of my 9-to-5 job for 2 reasons. One, because I felt as though I was undervalued in my 9-to-5 job. I was promised so many things that never came into fruition, right? promised promotions, did the work for the promotions, promised this, promised that, did all the work, overachieved, worked late, did the things, got accolades, got bonuses, got everything. But when the decision came around to pick the best person, although many say that I was the best person, I wasn't the best person for the way the business wanted to grow because of my location. And because of that, I said, damn, I really allowed someone else to dictate my potential, dictate how I felt about myself, dictate all these possibilities. I put that in someone else's hands. I will never do that again. That was one of the reasons why I said, I'm doing my own thing. I'm pouring into my own thing. I'm creating my own thing. I'm doing my own magic in my own business, right? I'm going to create all that brilliance and magic in my own business. So I started with that. And the other reason why I started my business was because I wanted extra money for extracurricular activities for my kids. I wanted extra money that didn't have anything to do with my 9-to-5 job to plan for vacation or to plan a project in the home or to do what the heck I wanted to do or to build my savings account or to pay off debt or to fully fund my 401k. I wanted to make extra money. Doesn't matter why. I wanted to make extra money. Those were the two reasons that I went into business. And nothing is wrong with that. And if that's your story, nothing is wrong with that. But building and growing the business and working with people and seeing that my presence moved people, encouraged them, inspired them, allowed them to take action, have momentum. And that action, all the inputs that I provided, that I gave through my processes and frameworks and everything else, created results, real, tangible, money generating, profitable results. When that started to happen, and then I started second guessing myself about leaving the 9-to-5 job to continue down that journey and to like multiply all the things I was doing. At the end of the day, I came to a crossroads and I was like, girl, tell yourself a different story. Sit yourself down. You are brilliant. You are great. You can do this. Now do it. Wealth requires speed. That speed is in your decision making. Make a decision, Charlene. And I made one. And I'm glad I did. But that may not be your story or your situation. So don't allow anyone to force you, compel you, make you feel emotional about leaving your 9-to-5 job if you are not ready to leave. It's not about comfort. It's about you being ready and putting things in place. You don't need everything. You don't need $100,000 in the bank to make the leap. You think you do. You think you need a 1-year savings plan. You think you need all these things. You really don't. You really don't, right? But the point of all this is just to tell you to get a real clear 3D vision of your why. Crystallize it. What is the vision for your life, for your business, for your children, for your family? What are the visions? What is the vision? How do they interconnect? Get clear on that, because I promise you, when you do that, the scales are literally removed from your eyes and you'll start seeing more clearer. You'll also start seeing differently. You'll also start thinking differently, and it becomes easier for you to make decisions in terms of leaving your 9-to-5, leaving the client, no longer working full-time in someone else's business, part-time in someone else's business, to truly focus on your own business, your own brilliance, your own value, your own untapped potential. Remember, money is nothing more than ideas implemented. And I believe that you have the ability, the discipline, and the attitude to implement those ideas with consistency. I am Charlene, the lady boss behind Boss Building Your Way, and I help female entrepreneurs grow and build and develop their businesses to 5 and 6 figures so they have the confidence, competence, and clarity to create options for themselves. And those options allow them to make decisions that truly allow them to unleash that buried, untapped potential that's within all of us. If you're stuck, I don't care what you're stuck on, as you grow and build your business and you work a 9-to-5 job, I want to help you get unstuck. Whatever the question is, it could be about systems, it could be about your program, your offer, it could be about exiting your 9-to-5 job, a strategy, your message. I don't care what it is. Listen, getting guidance doesn't always require a deposit, and it doesn't always require money. And I've just made the decision that when I show up in this group, that I want to be of service. And I'm at 30 minutes now, so I apologize. I don't want to be that girl that talks like forever when they go on live. I wanted to keep it to like 15 to 20 minutes. So in the future, that's the goal, 15 to 20 minutes. But it doesn't cost money to always get a question answered. Because I remember when I was building my business and I was working my 9-to-5, working 9-to-5, got home, take care of the kids, do all the things, working in my business 9 or 10 o'clock at night until 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. I spent so much time in the information stage, the knowledge gathering stage, the figuring it out stage, the figuring out your strategy, this strategy, putting strategies together, creating a disjointed business with everybody's different strategies that don't work together. I spent so much time doing that I wasn't able to quickly create, momentum in my business and get things done. And I wish I had someone I could ask a question who would give me thorough information as if I was in their program, but not charge me for it. I wish I had that. I don't know about you. So I will see you same time, same place next week. I just dropped it in the chat. Thank you so much. Make it a fabulous rest of the day. Bye.